Campus International Soccer Club. This is Coach Bubbett, and I got a quick video I want to show you to introduce our player positions and a few areas of the field that Coach Dudik and I will be teaching you this year. Okay, so again, really short objectives here. I want us all to understand the names of the positions, kind of see them on this screen, on this field, and also have some common shared language about areas of the field so that when Coach Dudik and I or other players reference these areas, we all are an understanding of what we're talking about. All right. Now, I encourage you to pause this video, rewind it, watch it multiple times throughout this season. All right. Don't watch it like 8 times in one time. That would be crazy. But watch it before tryouts. After tryouts, watch it again. After our first game, go back to this video again, because each time we train together and each time we play a game together, you're probably going to learn something new that will like illuminate how soccer formations work. So you're going to learn new things, and this video might mean something different to you at different points in the season. There might be new things you uncover. So watch it one time, rewind it, pause it as much as you need. And send any questions to Coach Dudik and I. We will be here to answer anything you got. All right, our goal is to learn, have some fun in the process. So let's jump in. All right, first let's talk about positions. All right, Coach Dudik and I will experiment with several positions. We got to get to know you guys before we land on one. But soccer positions have numbers. So you can see I have all positions numbered. This is pretty common throughout the international game, and that way no matter what culture or what language you're speaking, if you use a number, the role assigned to that player is pretty common. Now, the formation might be different, but sometimes the roles are similar. It just depends on what you're trying to accomplish. We start with the goalie, the number 1. We'll stay back here. Then we move to number 2, our right back and left back at 3. These are defensive positions that play on the outside of the field. We have 2 center backs. These 2 players will play defense in the center. These 4 players work very closely together with the goalie and the midfield to make sure no ball enters this area of the field. All right. This area right here is where all the goals are scored. We want to keep everyone away from this. This is our goal, and we want to get all our energy moving the ball forward or keeping the ball possessing it. So this is our defensive section. Let me zoom back out. Sorry. These are our defensive players right here. Okay. Now we move up to our midfield. This position is called a 4-2-3-1. All right. So in this case, our midfield is kind of split into 2 different sections. 4 defenders. Then we have a defensive center mid. This defender works in tandem with these 2 center backs. Their goal is to not always get involved up here in the attack. They stay right around this area here or move up and down with the defense. So sometimes the defense might be pressed really, really high. This center defensive mid then needs to be pushed as high as well. But they're making sure that if we get counterattacked, they're the first person to kind of slow the attack down if it comes through the middle. If the ball comes outside and we're getting counterattacked over here, the right back might take a stand, and then this defensive center mid could step in here and help them out while the center back shift. We'll go over shifting, when to pressure, when to stay back. This is all something we'll do later. But just so we know, defensive center mid works in concert with these center backs. And they also have to pay attention because they're working with the center mid, all right? So while this defensive center mid is really checking their position to check counterattacks and with the center backs, this center mid is kind of like a box-to-box role. They're going to do a lot of moving. They're going to be expected to come up here and help with the forwards, maybe expected to come back here and clean up anything that comes to the defense. And what they'll do is really help us move the ball through the middle. Okay, if you notice, one strong thing about this position in this formation is that we have around 3 players. Look, 1, 2, 3, right here in this triangle in the middle. They're not always going to be stacked in this way. The triangle should look differently depending on what's happening on the field, but the point remains the same. We have 3 players. We can easily move the ball from here. Come here, come here, come here, go there. Come here, back in the middle. What do you need to do? Whatever we need to do, we have 3 players to help us, and we can control the middle of the field. This area is where a lot of goals come from. Maybe not the shot that comes to the frame, but this is where a lot of players on the other team will get organized to then make an attempt to score down here. So although this is far away from our goal, we have to control this area of the field if we stand a chance of success. Also, if we control this area of the field, we're then able to move the ball forward to this area of the field, okay, where we want to be. We want to be attacking this box up here. And that gets us to our attacking center mid, our left wing, and our right wing. The left and right wings are technically like a midfield position here, but in this formation, we're going to kind of use our right backs to press super high. For those of y'all that know, I'm a Manchester City fan. If that bothers you, I'm sorry. We're just going to have to deal with that later. But right now, one thing that I do love about City is that we press really high with our defense and essentially choke the other team out of playing anywhere near our goal. All right, if you know offsides, we'll explain that in a different video later. But these left and right wings will be free to play more of an attacking role with our left and right back, because offside says no one on the other team can go past these two players, so they cannot get close to our goal at all. They have to stay high. And what we've done is we've now overloaded this side of the field with more of our players, right? So we've kind of shrunk their ability to attack us, choking out any opposition they have to us. So it's kind of an aggressive way to play defense. And if we have the players that can handle it, we'll give it a shot. But the left and right wings are going to work with the forwards and this attacking center mid to score. Left and right wings will be expected to get the ball wide. We want width to kind of stretch out their defense on both sides, and then also to get involved. So if the ball is over here on the right wing wide, we would expect to see like an attacking center mid showed in support here, this forward getting ready to score while this left wing tucks in so they're closer to the goal. What we don't want to see often, I mean, it just depends on what's happening, is that if the ball's over here on the right wing side, we don't want to see this left wing guy just hanging out. Because look, here's all the space right here. This is a great spot to score. If you're standing anywhere in this little zone right here, you have a good shot of scoring, right? Even off like a shot from that far away, you know, outside the box. But if you're standing over here, it's much harder to score. Very likely the goalie is going to get a save, or you're going to let it be easy to defend you because you're so far away from the goal. So you want to see this guy tuck in, so that when the ball comes across, we have 1, 2, 3 players who could run on and crash and score, all right? So that's kind of like a left wing, right wing, and attacking center mid. For the attacking center mid, they kind of do the exact opposite of what the defensive center mid does. While this defensive center mid is supposed to work in tandem with these center backs, and this center mid's kind of floating around, making sure the triangle is always operating. This attacking center mid is mainly got his eyes going forward. The attacking center mid in this formation does most of the scoring, more than the forward, because it's not uncommon for the attacking center mid. Sorry, let me get rid of this guy. Maybe not. Well, there he goes. The ball will come in here from the right wing or left wing or somewhere on the field to this forward who's got 2 or 3 defenders on them because they're the forward, and that's just kind of what teams do. They like to, you know, make sure they got their forwards covered. But then you could bounce the ball back to this attacking center mid who could then take a shot. For those of y'all that like Messi, he's number 10. Right? That's why his jersey is number 10. It's because the position he plays is the number 10 position. He quite often scores because he gets the ball and gets the shot, or often he will work really well. Lionel Messi is extremely talented at assisting other players. He's very selfless. So while he'll draw a whole bunch of pressure as a number 10 player, he'll free up the forward and then give a pass to get a shot in. All right? So, and the forward always plays with those last defenders super high, again, trying to get aggressively into this area of the field to score. So that's a quick rundown of positions, all right? And these might change depending on the formation we play, but that's just kind of a general role of each number and their role that we are going to be working towards depending on the players we have, okay? Last thing I want to go with you real quick is the areas of the field, these zones that Coach Dudik and I will be talking about. All right, we tend to break the field up into 3 different zones. We have a defensive third. Sorry, my little line's a little awkward, but you get the idea. The defensive third is right in front of our goal. We have a middle third, which is like this area here. It's up and down of the box. So it's about the middle of the field. And then lastly, we have an attacking third up here, okay? So the defensive third is the area that we obviously need to defend ferociously, okay? It's the area where the other team is most likely to score. So the middle third is a section of the field that we want to control, because if we can control the middle third, we're less likely to ever need to defend in our defensive third back here in this red zone. And if we can control the middle third, we're more likely to control the ball moving forward and getting into our yellow attacking third, all right? If we can control the middle of the field, we prevent the attacks on us and we get to organize the attacks on them. So these are very key words that Coach Dudik and I will be talking about: zones. We will have entire weeks of practice where we talk about how to defend this red zone, the defensive third, how to control the middle third, and how to engage or get into the attacking third, all right? There's one other thing I want to address with you guys before we let you go, is this area right here in front of the goal. I'm gonna use a different tool here. Coach Dudik and I will call this area, well, let's do it appropriately because this is what I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it the red zones. Boom. So we have the thirds, defensive, middle, and attacking thirds. But there's this area right here. It comes typically, for you guys, it'd be a little closer in from like the penalty mark right here, right where the goalie is, to here. But we're going to just call it where we see it in most professional soccer. It's this area right outside of the goal, right outside of this arc. This area right here is what we're going to call is the red zone. There is so many goals are scored from this spot directly in front of the goal, just outside of the box. And at this age group, we won't have a whole bunch of players that can crack a soccer ball from this far out and score like professionals can. So it's different, but what we do see often at this age group is that a lot of passes that do result in an immediate goal come from the same area, all right? So this is an area where Coach Dudik and I'll say on defense, we never want the ball in the red zone. If we're ever in this territory and defending an R side of the field, we want to clear the ball out. We just want to get it out and get it away as quick as possible. On these other areas on the sides, we can talk about building up and passing the ball through and organizing a counterattack. But if the ball's right here in front of our goal, we don't want to be counterattacking. We want to be getting the ball out and get safe. Vice versa, up here, it's going to be smaller because we're, the perspective of the field. If we're in this area attacking, once we enter into this area, we want to quit thinking about passing and more thinking about taking a shot and creating an opportunity, all right? And all of this is contextual. If they have a wall of defenders, we have to play smart no matter where we are. But generally speaking, if we enter into this field, this area of the field, we want to get hungry to score. All right? So defending the red zone, get the ball out. Attacking the red zone, get the ball in. Pretty simple. All right? That's all I have for you. That's a lot of information, and there's actually a lot more information I want to tell you guys, but I don't want to keep you on a 20-minute YouTube video. But check out these positions. Try to memorize the numbers if you want to get super advanced. And Coach Dudik and I look forward to seeing you guys out there. Send any questions our way. We will talk to you all soon.